You know, so I think two things can happen.
Some other
Number
comments
one
are
is
actually coming in, and I'll let you see some of them. It may also interest you, right? Somebody is saying that he said, I think what's the name again? Okay, say Bam Joshi said, please Shegun, help me tell Mr. Tokwe that he is amazing and he also is also one to watch out for in the race. But that is just to let you know that you
thank you.
also have fans on here, right? Okay,
No,
good.
thank you. Let me tell you, you know that Shura is a media person. And look, I like Shura's tempo. And everywhere I look, I see Shura, which is great. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, in terms of ideas, none of those guys can match me. And that's the truth, really. You know, even Kingsley, in terms of ideas, in terms of let's on the ground, economics, why, and let's run. But look, there's an end game coming. You understand? I tell people the terrain is going to be very different come January. There's an end game coming and there are surprises that are coming. But for me, have one thing and one ambition, all right, and one message that God has sent me to deliver. I'm in that balance. I'm not a prophet or whatever. You know, I have a message, and that message must be delivered. And that's the message that look, this country must be run on facts and figures. We must bring in the sense of urgency. We must bust the myths that have been holding us down. We must actually think in terms of physically in this country. This country's budget for next year must be at least 2 billion, no matter who is there. We must start to think differently and take people out of poverty in this country. Enough already. That's me. So however long it takes me to get into that public space, you know, looking for all the resources I can get to get into that public space and actually get this message out in the open and let people know this should be about ideas. It's not about personalities. We're running for big Nigeria. We're not running for, you know,
Mr.
ideas.
Fasua, if okay, good.
About ideas. Yeah. So basically that's it.
Are you still there, sir?
I'm
We,
here.
we lost connection with you, and I was checking if you're still there. Please continue.
Yeah. I said, look, 2019 should be about ideas. Let's not get it twisted at all. It should certainly be about the ideas you are bringing in. Look, I represent a force that's going to torpedo Nigeria out of its current state of morass. Right? We're going to be wonderful ideas, change the life of every Nigerian they may be, including those who have forgotten. Right? And for however long it takes me, media attention and every other attention, all right, which I need to get there, I'll try. You know, and look, I too much value to that space. And so I thank the guy me and probably as fast followed me. I churn out a lot of these ideas. I'm the only that has put all my ideas out there. I've got a manifesto, it's a 28-page document which I've thrown out there. And yeah, for those who can get it, then
Mr.
that's
Fasua, I need you to respond to some things here. Some people are already bringing in more comments here, and one person says, Mr. Tope Fasua, are you also saying Shore can't match you in terms of idea?
Shurek.
Uh,
Shurek can't.
and then another person, which
Shurek
is
is good.
Temitope
I
Tope
won't
one,
deceive you, but
says,
yeah.
Shego, can you ask Mr. Tope when he is talking those two parties who messed Nigeria to court? Cause that I don't understand. All right. Okay. Let's take
I
to
know. I
okay.
understand what the person is
Olise Buka of you,
saying.
I say
Yeah.
Mr. Tope Fasua is supports you too. I'm watching for you. Okay, let me go back to the first question. Let's stick to that. Who said Mr. Tope Fasua? Are you also saying that? Let me scroll to that because more comments are coming in. He said, "Are you saying you can match Sowore in terms of idea?" I need you to respond
No,
to that quickly.
I have more ideas than Shore. Listen, you know what? Shore is good. Shore is fantastic. In an article, he said we went to a page in premium. Shore, sometimes people think that Shore is crazy, lock up, but Shore is actually betting it to 20 years of how Nigeria can move forward. Fantastic. But Shore cannot match me in terms of ideas. I can't match him in terms of activism, right? I can't match him in terms of, you know, even in terms of investigation, crime investigation, and all of that. But Shore can't match me in terms of idea. Listen, Look, actually, I've written like 3 articles on sociology, and these are like, I'm not theory. I'm talking of real life stuff, applied stuff that I don't know. For me, I think it's a gift because it doesn't cost me. I've written six books. There's no angle, and the reason because I'm a columnist. Every week I write, and as I write, I get critiqued. I get better. So Sowore can't match me in terms of economic ideas. He can't. It's not possible. But it's good. Perhaps I'll say Sowore Moghalu myself, but I'm better than both of them. Even Kingsley cannot match me in terms of ideas. In terms of economy, he knows it. He knows it. That's the truth, But I respect him because the advantage of the international connection, having worked in United Nations and so on. I've been a homeboy, private sector, a startup person, starting up businesses, entrepreneurship, and what have you. That's what I've been. And the other person says, what was the second question? Let me quickly answer.
We need to leave that one and move on to the new one. There's always new question coming in. As we speak right now, we have over 200 people live, and most of them are asking questions. The most recent one is saying, okay, there are many questions coming, and I want to narrow to one. Let me pick one that I saw most recently. It said Tope Fasua is more of the elitist and can't represent the general populace. Tope Fasua is not a match to Sowore. Are you elitist in your approach, sir?
Well, for those who know, elitist in what manner? I mean, all of us, and I suffered growing up. It's not easy, I'm still a struggling man. I don't see who I can represent. However, hey, maybe if you're talking about activism and all of that, maybe Sowore has done a lot more in the past, but that doesn't mean I can match him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not elitist in any manner. I mean, we speak the same language. That's not a big deal, So I agree to what that person has said, really. So I mean, I think it's even yet to come. As time wears on, you see the streets, doing whatever we need to do. I've never actually rubbed shoulder with any of these elitist people. I've never been in government before. I've been struggling. I create businesses. I struggle to get them going, but even. And for that person who said, yes, we are actually instituting a case against APC PDP. Asking them to license. We don't know how far that case will go. Our party is working on it. We think to do that in order to change the rhetoric on the street away from all of these things about the campaign view.